Hey everyone, I'm Chris, and this is Cue the Credits. Welcome back to Cue the Credits, the home of everything boutique Blu-rays, physical media, and the art of collecting. We are firmly out of the Black Friday sales and we are nearly into Christmas, mainly for a couple of reasons. One, I filmed some footage during the Black Friday sales week and got a couple of pickups, so I thought you'd want to see that. And also filmed a little bit of footage earlier this week, seeing how easy it is to return things to HMV if you bought them online, get an exchange, and going through that process a little bit, while also sprinkling in a little bit of Blu-ray hunting at the same time. And as you saw by the thumbnail, there were a few pickups, of course. Without further ado, I'm going to pass over to myself, looking a little bit more disheveled than I am currently right now. And this was filmed over a couple of week period. We went into some CEXs and some HMVs, managed to pick up a couple of bits and bobs. So I'll show you those obviously when we are back in this place. I know that quite a few of you have requested more Blu-ray hunt videos, so by all means, if you do enjoy this style of content, let me know down in the comments below. And of course, bar the 31 days of Halloween challenge, this is kind of the first one that I've done of this, a bit more vloggy style and things like that. So just let me know what you think down below in the comments. So let's go. I'm officially out and about, so as I said in the intro, people have requested more of these Blu-ray hunts, so we're in sunny Bristol today. Well, kind of sunny, it's not raining, and we're going to go and check out HMV and CEX, which is right across the way, which is always welcome. It is the start of Black Friday week, and honestly, I don't really like calling it Black Friday week, but everywhere else is doing sales all week long, so it is what it is. I'm hoping to pick up a couple of good deals in HMV, so I will see you in there and let's hope we manage to find some things. So heading straight into HMV here, we went straight to the Arrow video section because of course you've got to. This was packed with loads and loads of collector's editions, some stuff that you don't really see on the shelf that much, including Miss 45. This had just come out and was in the promotion. Probably released mid-October, I believe. So, had to grab that one. Also, grabbed the Mask because this was released probably a week before, but just the Blu-ray version, so that can go straight back down. As everyone knows who's watching this channel, me and Spawn have a lovely relationship, so it's nice to see that. And then, look at all these American Pies. This is the Blu-ray versions of the AE8s. Deluxe collector's editions. You can see they had the 4Ks there as well. Onto the standard, well, they're not really standard editions. Basically, they've got all of their normal non-3 for 50 in this little section. Freaky Tales had just come out and it's in like a VHS style box. Quite interesting, but not for £25. I really like the look of this Gorgo. I'm not sure what it's about, but it looks pretty rad. That might have to be a pop it on a list. Gotta love those kaiju movies. And then further down the shelves, we've got Orlando there, got the Predators box. This HMV tends to put a lot of stuff out, but not the actual boxes and stuff. I guess it's nice because you know it's going to keep in good condition. And then it's this Paranormal Steelbook. It's £29 though. The Shout Factory ones are much cheaper. Holdovers here, great Christmas film. £25 from Dazzler is a little bit steep. And then this Heretic Steelbook looks absolutely lovely. But whoa, £29? No, you're not getting me with that. Joker Steelbook there, still wrapped up, still not really worth the spend. And then onto the Criterion section. Anora still sitting here in a 4K digipack from Criterion at £30. Of course, these were all 20% off with Black Friday. A couple of other bits there. We've got Bottle Rocket from Wes Anderson. Of course, the Wes Anderson collections come out in the US for $500. Picked up Double Indemnity. Still wondering whether I should pick that up, so that's a 30 quid. And then Nightmare Alley. This is absolutely on my list of things that I need to get. It's a Guillermo del Toro film. I love that his back catalogue's getting popped out by Criterion at the moment, it is a welcome change. Edition. Also, Minister Society is only $14.99. Only on Blu-ray though. I'm patiently waiting for a 4K. La Bamba, if you've not seen it, it's a great film. And then the rest of the shelves there. Look at that Godzilla 4K package poking out. It's $29.99. It's in the promotion, but we'll pop that back there for now. And then we've got Rushmore, Shaft, Sorcerer, which was excluded from the promotion, and 12 Angry Men at the bottom there. Tree of Life by Terrence Malick. Lots of good Criterion.
That was reasonably successful in HMV, actually. I grabbed a couple of bits, which is always a plus side.
So the first thing that I picked up, and it was something that I grabbed and showcased within that portion of the video, it was Miss 45. This is an Arrow 4K limited edition. It was part of the 20% off Black Friday sale, so it brought it down to around about £24, give and take a little bit of change. I spoke about this and the next 4 pickups in my what I bought in November, because of course this video spans a couple of weeks. So if you want to get more thoughts on this, by all means check out that video. But Miss 45. On to CEX now. So this was a great camera angle, I'd like to just say. All their 4Ks are kind of just chucked on the side here. We've got Blade for £12, which is not a bad time. We've got a cliffhanger here. Slips a little bit battered, but for a tenner, not too bad if you're in the mood for a little bit of Stallone. And we've got a Roadhouse, which is, well, if you thought the previous slip was battered, just why would you? £28 as well. Like, it really does make me question why CEX are taking some of these in at that price. Then we've got this Zack Snyder's Justice League trilogy. It's in a nice little digipack. You've got the spine there. Quite eyeing this up. I really enjoy the look of it. Now on to the next bit, which is me just knocking over a load of 4Ks there. We've got this Cine edition of Godzilla. This is the 2014 release. It's got Aaron Taylor-Johnson in, it's got Bryan Cranston in. You know what? Looking back at this footage now, I kind of feel like I should have picked that up. Now, I've got it on a 4K Steelbook, but I really enjoy that movie. Moving down a little bit, we've got some Mickey 17 here for £20 in a reasonably okay slip, but if you're a Steelbook collector, Zavvi and HMV have got this on a 2 for £40 with about 5 different artworks on there. So pop that back on there, make the shelf look nice. Rio Bravo, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and then they had a little bit more of a 4K section here. Sorcerer that we just saw in HMV, you can grab for £28 here. It's actually in pretty good condition now. I'm not going to point any fingers, but it looks like it could have just come from across the street. And then of course South Park Bigger, Longer and Uncut, £20. Previously picked that up in my what I bought in November for half the price, which is, you know, you can't argue at half the price. Now this is a little bit of post regret here. So these are the American Horror Project, and I spoke with Cinemike, who is a massive Arrow video fan, and you'll hear about him a lot because I've consulted him on a couple of things on this video. But these are apparently really rare. They were both there. The one had the J card, £25 each. They looked really cool, and as you may see in a future video, I went back and someone bought one of them, so that's a tad annoying, but you know, you snooze you lose, as it were. They also had this lovely collector's edition like display, I guess it's the best. It's behind the glass, it's got all of these big box editions, so it's really nice to see CEX actually doing things like this. So also got some Warhammer in there, some Dungeons and Dragons books, and then of course a load of steel books, and them all on display there. Snipes, Stallone Demolition Man for £18, Mask Steelbook for £38 if you really want that. They've also got Prince of Egypt, Deadpool and Wolverine, loads and loads of bits, and even some second sights and some limited editions. Like, it's a good selection.
So all in all, that was a relatively successful time in HMV and in CEX. Managed to grab a couple of titles, which is always welcome, but unfortunately there's quite a bit of stuff out of stock in HMV. So fingers crossed, let's go on to the next location and hope that they're there. But it will be in a couple of days, and hopefully I'm not looking as dishevelled. So we'll see.
Next up was a pickup from CEX, and realistically the only thing that I could find in there, it was a little bit touch and go and there weren't really that many things in there, but this was Deepwater Horizon. This is a 4K and Blu-ray. You also get the digital code in there that doesn't work anymore, but this was £6. It's a Mark Wahlberg film. It's worth checking out if you haven't. I'm really excited to see what the surround sound on this is, and the HDR of course, so fingers crossed it is a good watch. Onto another HMV now. So this was in a different location, and this video is definitely going to feel a lot more Bristol focused, but no, this is a different HMV. First off, we got Baby Girl, which is sitting at $17.49 with any purchase. The steelbook clearly not moving like they thought it was. Also we've got Dragons Forever here, nice Jackie Chan movie, lovely hard box here, only £30, which is quite nice if I do say so myself. Have a little scan through the rest of the shelves, nothing really that different, but Flow on the Curzon edition. This is a standard edition, it was a limited edition that came out and sold out earlier in the year. And then I spotted this had just come out on the week of recording, so it's nice to actually see these second sights in person. It's half and half on whether I should get these, but the second sight not having the rights to X really kind of put me off getting, 2 out of the 3 films, but they are very nice in person. Second sight always do a lovely edition. When they first initially went up, it was £35 each for the 4Ks, and then it's gone up to $39.99, so yeah, it's one of them. On to CEX now, in the same little town just outside of Birmingham, and this 4K section was just like, I don't know what was going on with it. There was barely anything here. We've got Raging Bull for £25, the It box set, we've got True Romance for £18, which isn't too bad. This is of course an Arrow, and then on to the Blu-rays here. Oh, Blackadder, £38, and it is massively damaged. Great. Like, CEX, please, start grading stuff, especially if it comes in, boxes like that. Down to this Grimm box set here, season 1 to 3. That was quite nice. Loads of Game of Thrones, of course. And Hercules with Dwayne Johnson, that is a pound. That is a pound purchase. On to the next shelf. Just a lot of average stuff in this CEX. Men in Black Double Pack for a £5. That's really good if you want a couple of great films on Blu-ray. But Popstar Never Stopping for £8, which is quite expensive. Also Reacher for £15 there. It's a good show. And then Royal Rumble 2012 for a £5. It's just a very mid CEX, I'm not gonna lie, and it never seems to get any better, which is frustrating. The Scream trilogy here, I should say, for £15, but once again, a little bit battered. A lot of the stuff that they've got in, if it is core, is just in terrible condition, and it's not what you want. There's a Veep complete series with, once again, a bit of a battered box, but it is cardboard if people don't take care of it. And out of that CEX, which, as you saw, it was pretty disappointing, to be honest, as I noted in the voiceover, but did manage to grab one thing, and that was Hercules. This is a standard Blu-ray. It's a £1. You can't really go wrong with it. It's Dwayne Johnson playing Hercules. Yeah, I said about this that I should probably watch it in my haul video and in my what I bought in November video. Haven't got around to watching it yet, so you know, we'll get there. We will get there.
We're back in Bristol again, hoping, because it's been a couple of days, that HMV have restocked some of the stuff. Maybe. We've got some new bits in CEX, so let's find out. We are nearly at Christmas. Well, a month away.
Heading back into CEX with a much better outside the shop shot, if I do say so myself, and we're in HMV, so that can tell you exactly how that CEX was. It did not have anything of real worth or enjoyment. Willow on Steelbook here. This is something that I have been looking for. Great to see that. And then just a shot of the 3 for 50 section. Quite enjoying this BFI edition of Kronos from Guillermo del Toro. It's another one on my Guillermo list that I want to pick up. And here's the rest of it. A couple of new releases like Human Traffic from BFI over on the right, the Kill Bills, Lethal Weapon.
Well, quite honestly, that was a bit of a bust. I guess it just kind of adds to my previous point about stuff just not being that worth it. I feel like I should just do an international order from the States and deal with the import fees, because it'll still be cheaper. For example, F1, $13 in the Grove sale without a, you know, signing up coupon code. That's like £8, man. It's currently £20 here. It's even with shipping, probably saving a decent chunk. So you probably end up getting an extra film for free. I looked at a couple in there, like Poseidon from Arrow Video, limited edition, even with discount £20. And I'm not sure if I want to pay £20 for a 4K of Poseidon. You know, it's a fun film, but I'm not sure if it's at £20, to be honest with you. But I did manage to get a couple of things, so I will show you those when I'm not walking around the streets of Bristol. Still got a couple of days of Black Friday, and I think I might order some stuff online.
Out of that HMV trip, it was a nice little steelbook we managed to grab, and that was Willow. And this is the last one that you would have saw in my what I bought in November, so everything else can be discussed a little bit more in depth. But this was a pickup for the other half. She's been eyeing up this steelbook for quite a while, so I'm glad that I finally managed to get my hands on it with a bit of double discount as well, 20% off the already stickered price, so that was a win-win. This one, you would have seen me look at it a few times, and I looked at it and it was a little bit too expensive and I wasn't sure about it, but it did look quite cool, like when you open all the packaging up. So I went online, I checked Vinted, managed to get a sealed copy for £12 less than it was in CX, being slightly battered, and that is Zack Snyder's Justice League trilogy, and this is the limited edition version. So you can kind of see there, it's like a digipack with a plastic slip over the top that kind of covers it. You will get a full unboxing in probably the what I bought in December, because I'm looking to watch at least probably Zack Snyder's Justice League. Maybe I'll do Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, but I'm really pleased with that. You can't really grumble at £20 for this, and it's sealed, so you just can't argue. Next up, and unfortunately I didn't get any footage of this, but this was a CEX hunt, and I think it's probably best for me to include this because I kind of want to show it off before my what I bought in December. This was in a local CEX to me. It was just sitting on the shelf next to the standard edition, and it was priced the exact same as the standard edition. Not sure what happened there. And I saw it, snapped a photo, sent it over to my pal Cinemite because he's a massive fan of this film franchise. And I went, is this like a decent edition? Should I be picking it up, or is it just kind of, it looks pretty, whatever? And he buzzed me back and he was like, yeah, this is limited edition. If you get it for that price, it's an absolute steal. Make sure that it's got everything in. And of course, I grabbed it. And that is The Evil Dead on 4K. It's a 4K and a Blu-ray, and this is the HMV Cine edition. So this came out in the early like 2020, 2021. And it's basically like HMV's kind of way of doing limited editions. It was a bit of a weird run, but this looks absolutely incredible. Like, I love the artwork on it. Switch it round, you have Ash there with some hands, and it's just a really, really cool edition. It didn't come with a J card, which, you know, it is what it is. I paid £12 for this. That's what the standard disc is normally worth, and this comes with obviously this really lovely hard box. It also comes with a little A4 poster, I believe, just a little like original artwork poster. Didn't need to be in there, but it's nice. And then of course the 4K Blu-ray, which has just got the standard artwork on there. You also get a Blu-ray in there as well, so you get the 4K disc and then also the Blu-ray disc. I've got far too many copies of the Evil Dead, well, the whole Evil Dead trilogy, but I haven't got them in 4K yet, so this was a worthy pickup. Just a little bit gutted that I didn't get to show it you on the shelf, just sitting there in all its glory. Should have been a little light just shining on it, but yeah, that was the Evil Dead.
Hello everybody, so we're back again. This is just added on because I'm in Bristol again, and it's a nice easy way to film because there's a couple of there's a CEX and a HMV that's close to each other, and it's kind of in turn with the Black Friday hunt because I've got a few things in this bag that came from those Black Friday sales which unfortunately got damaged in the post. So I'm going to take you with me, see how easy it is to get HMV to replace things if they've been damaged. Hopefully they've got them in this store, and we'll also pop in CEX and see what they've got available as well. Shall we?
Back into HMV in Bristol. As I said, it's a bit of a Bristol centric video, but this was a new release Monday. So we got Jarhead here, no slipcover, and we've got Warriors with a slipcover but no insert. Lots of special features on here. It's $24.99. Still holding out for that Arrow one, and I will get it at a good price. We've got Barbarella, the standard edition. It's a 4K and a Blu-ray with no special features. $24.99 though. If this is your thing, a little bit of Jane Fonda on there. It always is funny to me when they list a trailer as a special feature. Then One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. This is also available in a steelbook, but just the standard edition with a slip here. And then we've also got Stanley Kubrick's Barry Lyndon. Now this dummy case, I didn't pick it up. I'm guessing that meant they had the steelbook in stock as well. But $22.99 for this, which not too bad at all if I do say so myself. Also, Catch Me If You Can. Another film that's got a steelbook, but just the standard slip here with a chunk of special features in comparison. $24.99 for this one. It is a film that I haven't seen, and I really, really need to watch it because I'm sure it's great.
Okay, so that was relatively easy actually. Managed to get them swapped over, had to wait a little bit just for a manager to confirm. One thing that did kind of perturb me a little bit was they did say, oh well, we can probably just put them out and resell them, which one of them was like absolutely battered. The other few I was being, or the other two I should say, was being a little bit more particular on. Still had damage, but someone might not be okay with that. But the one, it was like ripped and everything, so I'm like, come on HMV, even if you are, maybe just don't tell the customer who's come back about damage that you're going to go and resell it. But still, also you saw a couple of nice new releases in there, which is always welcome, but weird that there's no special features on those Warriors and Barbarella ones. Still, let's go and have a look in CEX, see if there's anything new in there.
So we're getting a different angle of the shop front for CEX here, and you'll be happy to know there was some new stuff in there, so you can actually have a look with me round. Just taking note of this display again, there's a couple of new bits in there. There's still that mask Blu-ray steelbook sitting around, and a few less steelbooks, but still a couple of good things in there. Just another scan over the top. We've got a few dollars more there from the Dollars trilogy, and still got that North by Northwest big box, which is always welcome. Onto the 4K section here, just checking if there's a couple of new bits. We've got the Andromeda Strain limited edition from Arrow, battered case, so we'll leave that there. Got the Commuter with Liam Neeson for a £5. Not sure if it's worth a £5, but we roll. Couple of bits here. We've got High Noon for £18. This is the Masters of Cinema edition. Quite nice, and just things falling over all the time. £10 packs or Ridge, which is honestly well worth it. Brilliant Mel Gibson film with an absolutely stonking performance by Andrew Garfield. We've got the Justice League trilogy, which maybe you've seen. £30, or down to £30, I should say. Still not selling though. Master and Commander with a slip for £28. And then just scanning through the Blu-rays, we've got the Chucky Complete 7-movie collection, 3 copies of that. Reprinted cover of Captain Phillips for £1. And then this Dawn of the Dead from Second Sight. Honestly, everything's falling over on me in this. This is the release, well, you've seen the big release on this channel. This is the Blu-ray version. Basically, they just take a digipack out of the big release and I've put it in that. Drop Dead Fred for £12. I was half and half on this, but it's a bit of a chunky price, and had a look online. Apparently the transfer isn't great. Denon's Tombstone, though, brilliant film. Not about that £1 cover reprint, though. The Exorcism there for a £5. If you're going to watch a Russell Crowe exorcism film, watch The Pope's Exorcist. And onto the last couple of shelves here while I let this person pass. We've got the Poirot collection for £15, and then a couple of B movies, the 80s specials from Only Fools and Horses. This is kind of cool if you're a Only Fools and Horses fan. Then the Complete Police Squad. And that is a wrap on all the various different like little Blu-ray hunts that I went on over the past couple of weeks. Honestly, I think I did pretty well. And if you add in obviously the few birthday bits, look at that pile. All in all though, got some decent Black Friday bargains. There's still a couple of things that were sent through the post that I'm waiting for, unfortunately, so you'll see those in the what I bought in December. And if you're watching this later than when I put it up, or in January, or hey, if you found this video in a couple of years, I'm going to link that what I bought in December just up there so you can easily click it, see all the other bits that I bought, and yeah, just enjoy. Of course, this is a little bit of new content for this channel. I'd love for you to let me know your feedback for it in the comments down below. Do you think it went on a little bit too long? Did it go on too short? Is there something that you'd like to see a little bit more of? I would love to hear your feedback. But as always, thank you so much for watching this episode of Cue the Credits. Until next time, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace!